Dear teachers, welcome to JS in English Learning. We are with Unit 7 of PGTRB and we are discussing the poems of Kamala Das from this anthology, 10 20th century Indian poets, uh, an anthology which was chosen and edited by R. Parthasarathi, the poet whose poem we saw in the previous session. And today we are going to see a small introduction about Kamala Das and the poems of Kamala Das from a particular collection titled Summer in Calcutta, published in the year 1965. Now, what do we know about Kamala Das? When we say about Kamala Das, the first thing that comes to our mind is her frankness in discussing female sexual desire. She is often branded as a erotic poet, a poet who verges on erotic poetry. ரொம்ப செக்ஷுவலா இருக்கும் போயம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. அண்ட் நார்மலி ஷி இஸ் ஆல்சோ கேட்டகரைஸ்ட் ஆஸ் அ கன்ஃபெஷனல் போயட். கன்ஃபெஷனல் போயட்ரி அப்படிங்கிற கேட்டகரியிலையும் கமலா தாஸ் அப்படிங்கிறவங்கள வைக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் கமலா தாஸ் இஸ் போயட் who lived between 1934 to 2009, born in Thrissur, Kerala. And Kamala Das is the most popular name, but she is also known by the name Kamala Suraya, Surayya, Kamala Suraya. That is also one of the names. Why was this name? அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம பின்னாடி பார்ப்போம். Now, coming to the pen name of Kamala Das. The pen name of Kamala Das is Madhavi Kutti. The pen name, often she was using this pen name, and the pen name was Madhavi Kutti. And often in competitive exam, they ask about the autobiography of Kamala Das, which was originally written in Malayalam, and it was published in the year 1973 with the title Yentha Kada. Means when it was translated to English, it means my story. தன்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை பற்றி அவர்கள் எழுதி இருக்கிறார்கள். சுயசரிதை, my story, which was published in English in 1976. Initially, it was written in Malayalam with the title Yentha Katha, published in 1973. ஒரு 3 வருடத்திற்கு பின்பு அந்த ஒர்க் வந்து இங்கிலீஷ்லயும் translate பண்ணி it was published. And now what do we know about this person? This writer Kamala Das is considered to be a very outspoken writer. அதே நேரத்துல teachers, kindly mute your mics. Again, at the same time, she is also considered to be a very controversial writer. Why was she a controversial writer? அப்படின்னா when no women dared to speak about sexual matters, about the female sexual desire, this woman came forward to write about the female hunger, the female desires. அதனாலதான் அவங்க கொஞ்சம் controversial, because discussing sex was considered to be a taboo, a socially unacceptable behavior in Indian context. அதுவே ஒரு female writer writing about sexual matters அப்படிங்கிறது, it is quite unacceptable. But this woman was very bold enough to write about her sexual life and in general universalizing the female sexual feelings and emotions. Very frank to the core. இப்போ ரெண்டாவது நம்ம இப்போ அவங்களுடைய லைஃப் உள்ளார போய் 1 or 2 விஷயம் பார்த்துட்டு வந்துருவோம். She spent her childhood days in a place called Punnayakulam, and later she also spent her life in Calcutta. So you will all the time find that from Calcutta she also moved to Mumbai, and most of the time living in city, she'll be always thinking about her past life, how life was a blissful reality in childhood. அவருடைய குழந்தை பருவம் வந்து அவளுக்கு பாரடைஸ் மாதிரி இருந்தது. பட் ஆஃப்டர் பீயிங் மேரிட் அண்ட் ஆஃப்டர் மூவிங் டு த சிட்டி, being matched with a very senior man, she was given in marriage at the age of 15 to a person called Madhava Das, who was very, very senior to her by age. and who was a bank official. நல்ல காசு இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு என்ன பண்ணாங்க, ஒரு சீனியர் மேன்ட்ட அவளை கல்யாணம் பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. பட் த மேன் வாஸ் கைண்ட் இனஃப். He encouraged her to pursue her literary career. At the same time, for a girl, sexual life is also equally important. Ana, the man was not able to be a compatible partner. Sexual incompatibility was there between her and her husband. Okay, அந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை வந்து அவங்க ஓப்பனாவே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்றாங்க. And now she also wrote a novel. அதுவும் உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும், அவங்க வெறும் போயம் மட்டும் தான் எழுதுனாங்களா? She wrote an autobiography and she also wrote a novel and published the novel in 1976. The title of the novel என்ன அப்படின்னா, it is titled Alphabet of Lust. Alphabet of Lust. L-U-S-T. Lusting for the flesh. அந்த the desire for the flesh பத்தி ஒரு நாவல் எழுதினாங்க. And she also wrote short story and published them as collection. And the most popular short story was titled Cold in English. Okay, Cold. Originally it was written in Malayalam. Okay, it is that is autobiography. And autobiography was Entakada. It was a prose work. Here, short story collection is, I do not know how to pronounce this Malayalam word, but initially it was written in Malayalam and then it was translated into English. And the translated title is Cold, published in the year 1967. And again, she brought out a memoir titled Memories of Childhood, which was published in the year 1987. And I told you that she is also known by the name Kamala Suraya. Kamala Das because her husband's name is Madhav Das. So the second name is the husband's name. But later she renamed herself as Kamala Suraya because she converted herself to Islam in the year 1999. And she won many prizes. The most notable one is Asian World Prize for Literature in the year 1985. I'm only citing one. The other things can be explored. Now coming to the poetry collections. What are the poetry collections of Kamala Das? What are the anthologies of Kamala Das? அவங்களே அப்படியே poetry எழுதி அப்படியே collections publish பண்ணாங்க. The first one is Summer in Calcutta, published in 1965. Almost all the poems that we are going to discuss in this anthology is taken from Summer in Calcutta, published in 1965. Then there is one poem which we are going to discuss, which is not printed in this book, but I will share that material with you in the Google Classroom. The title is the title of that collection is Descendants, published in 1967. I think somebody is meddling with the mic. Kindly check your mics, teachers. See if you are switched off your mic. The third important anthology is titled The Old Playhouse and Other Poems, published in 1973. These are the 3 volumes of poetry. Now, we are going to discuss the first poem. The first poem is titled The Freaks. Okay. What is the meaning of the freaks? Freak. Who is a freak? The context of this poem. In the context of the poem, freak here means companions who are pretending to be lovers, but in reality, they are not lovers. Okay, there is a husband, there is a wife. The wife is very young, the husband is very old. They come together because they are made husband and wife. There is no genuine love between them. Did you understand the context of the poem? So they are called freaks, pretending to live a life which is not without love. That is called freak. Okay. Now look at the way she is going to describe. I have already told you, she is very much unhappy with her senior husband. The husband is very senior in age, and that man often comes and occasionally he comes and disturbs her, and he wants to gratify his sexual desire, and he also wants to fulfill that particular action, because when you are married, you need to satisfy your wife, and he knows well that he cannot satisfy a young wife, but he occasionally tries to satisfy her, but she lies there in the bed unsatisfied, and she seems to be an unsatisfied wife, and she is going to describe how she was not feeling comfortable with the physical appearance of the husband. இதுதான் அந்த இடத்துல இருந்தாலும் என்ன சொல்றா அப்படின்னா, I am an Indian wife, as an Indian wife who was trained in a traditional background, I cannot desert my husband and go out. So this was the phase in which Kamala Das was very much with the traditional mindset. And then she broke the traditional mindset and she started living a different kind of life. That's different. That's a kind of experimentation. அந்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருந்த கமலதாஸ் என்ன சொல்றா அப்படின்னா, though I did not like this husband, though he was a senior man, but my flesh was desiring a male body. So even when I disliked his coming to me, I long to be in his company. So I am a freak. So I am a freak. So I am a person who pretends to love the man because my flesh needs the comfort of another flesh. Now look at the way she is going to begin the poem. He talks, turned a sun-tained cheek to me. She is describing the husband. And the husband talks, turning a sun-tained cheek. So what is the color of the skin? The color of the skin is dark, a dark-skinned fellow. The cheek is completely burnt by the skin. அப்படின்னா அந்த அளவுக்கு கருத்து போயிருக்கு. So she has a disgust. Even the appearance of the husband is disgusting. அருவருப்பாக அவளுக்கு இருக்கிறது. Next one, when he speaks, she is observing the mouth. His mouth, a dark cavern. It looks like a cave. It's look like a பாலடைந்த ஒரு குகை போல இருக்கிறது. இந்த பாலடைந்த குகையெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா மேல இருந்து என்ன இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, there will be certain structures which are pointing downwards. And what are Madam Rani ma'am, kindly check your mic. Don't touch the mic, please.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Yes, please. Now, என்ன ஆகுது அப்படின்னா, when you go to caves, in the cave you will be certain structures which are hanging, dagger-like structures, because of sedimentation. Dust பட்டு ஒருவேளை if it is snow, அந்த ஸ்னோ எல்லாம் அப்படியே ஐஸ் கட்டி வந்து அப்படியே ஒரு சின்னதா பாயிண்டட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரா அப்படியே கீழே இருக்கும், டேகர் மாதிரி, daggers which are made to hang upside down. And so she says, she looks into the mouth and finds the mouth to be a dark cave. Why dark cave? Because in Indian context, men have the habit of munching something, maybe betel leaves or maybe gutka. So this man was an old man and he has munched so much of things that there are only a few teeth which are left, and even those teeth appear to be very ugly. Okay. Then she also finds salicities of uneven teeth gleam. Salicities. What is salicities? I've been getting it is something like hanging teeth. The teeth are almost about to fall. அந்த அளவுக்கு குடுகுடு கிழவன். அவனுடைய பல்லு 1-2 தான் அங்க இருக்கு, அந்த பல்லும் உழுவுற மாதிரி இருக்கு. இப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு கிழமை, he is coming closer to a very young girl and he is placing his hand on the knees of Kamala Das. And look at this match. Hey, in marriage, there should be a kind of not a very great age difference. There can be a slight age difference. But a very old man and the young girl matched. But though the girl does not like the old man, because she is a married woman in the Indian context, she pretends to like the man. எப்படி இருந்தாலும் இவன் என் ஹஸ்பண்ட் அப்படின்னு அவ என்ன பண்றா? She is allowing him to touch her knees, and then both of them start racing towards love, which means they are preparing themselves for love making. But they only want the tripping idly over puddles of desire. Both of them have desire, but the desire of Kamala Das was greater than the desire of the husband, because the husband is a very old man. Where he has almost lost all desire of a sexual encounter. But வேற வழி இல்ல, இந்த மனைவியை வந்து அவன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்ணணும். Otherwise, he is having a very serious doubt. If he doesn't satisfy or give what she wants, there is a possibility of this lady developing an extramarital affair. அதை தடுக்கணும்னா he has to give what she wants. So he is trying to make her happy. Okay, I am going to speak about that towards the end. Don't worry. Okay, so can this man with nimble finger tips unleash nothing more alive than the skin's lazy hunger? Now she is speaking about again about the husband. And look at the description of the man's finger. The finger is described as nimble finger. Nimble is almost senseless. The tip of the finger has become almost senseless. She is telling, can this man with his fingertip excite me? Okay, can he excite me? And he cannot give me what I need. Okay, now look at the way she is coming to reality. She says, who can help us who has lived so long and have failed to love? We had lived like this for a very long time. The man is not able to satisfy me. Okay, he is not manly now anymore, but still I pretend to be satisfied in his company. What there is no other way, because I am an Indian housewife matched against a senior man. Now look at the way she is telling, heart an empty cistern, my heart is not full. It is like an empty cistern a vessel. Okay, it is waiting through long hours, fills itself with coiling snakes of silence. What is this coiling snakes of silence? She is speaking about the phallus, which is not stiff enough to reach the edge of her vagina and to excite her. So she says the man doesn't have the power to excite me. Still I am waiting for more, but the man walks out. Still I don't want to displease my husband. I smile at him and I say, you are the real man. So I am a freak. I am only pretending to enjoy this life. It's only to save my face. I flaunt. Flaunt means I display a kind of satisfaction. At times, a grand, flamboyant lust. Flamboyant means I am trying to be bold in sexual act with this old man. I am trying to make the man happy, though when I am not happy. So the frustration of a young wife with a husband who is a very senior man who has lost almost his maleness. This is the poem. And now, what is the narrative? It is the first person narrative. ஏன்னா எல்லா போயமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கன்ஃபெஷனல் டோன் அப்படிங்கும்போது she is not going to narrate anything other than her personal experience. அதனால கமலஹாசுடைய maximum poems, almost all the poems are narrated from the first person point of view. Okay, thank you. I think you have understood the poem. Do you have any doubts, teachers, regarding the freaks?
No,
So,
sir.
I think there is no doubt. we will go to the next video. I'll stop here because too many videos will also trouble. I do remember